Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Storytime with Robbie. I hope you're all still doing well and enjoying your day so far. Today we are continuing with the Christmas themed books, and I am going to be reading you today Clark the Shark Loves Christmas by Bruce Hale. And I will be reading you The Not Very Merry Pout Pout Fish by Deborah Dyson. And I will be reading you Mr. Penguin's First Christmas by Haley Dawn. And I will also be reading you Turkey Claus by Wendy Silvano. Hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Alrighty, everybody. The first story I'm going to read today is Clark the Shark Loves Christmas by Bruce Hale. Here we go. It was Christmas time at Theodore Roosterfish Elementary, and all of the fish were in a flurry, but no one was more excited than Clark the Shark. Happy holiday! Christmas rocks, Clark yelled. I love the decorations, and the cookies are even better, he cried. But the caroling is the best, he yielded. Fa la 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 la. Cool your jets, Clark, said his friend Joey Mackerel. The best part of Christmas isn't munching and crunching and singing too loud. What do you mean? Asked Clark. It's hard to explain, said Joey. Then Mrs. Inky Dink announced, time for Secret Santa. Secret Santa, said Clark. I didn't know Santa was a spy. Cool. Mrs. Inky Dink explained that everyone would pick a name from a hat, and whichever name you drew, you'd get that classmate a gift. But you can't tell who you picked, she said. Where does the spying come in? Clark wondered. Everyone picked names. Clark chose Benny Blowfish, but all he wanted to know was who picked my name. Nobody spoke. It's a secret, said Mrs. Inky Dink. I hate secrets, said Clark. Then Clark had a sharky idea. He told Joey, now I get it. The best part of Christmas is getting presents. So what are you giving me? But Joey just shook his head. Over the next few days, Clark tried to spy like Santa. He peeked into his classmate's desk to figure out who had his present. But all he found was a shell, a sand dollar, and an old peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich. He tried to trick his friends with rhymes like, every fire has a spark. I bought a gift and it's for, but nobody confessed. Secret Santa stayed top secret. One morning, Mrs. Inky Dink told the class, today is your last chance to buy a gift because tomorrow is Secret Santa Day. "Oh boy," said Joey. "Oh joy," said Amanda Elwiggy. "Oh no," cried Clark. He tried so hard to learn what his secret Santa was getting him, he had forgotten about Benny's present. Even worse, he'd blown his allowance on the newest issue of Captain Suckermouth. Could Clark just give his favorite comic book to Benny? The next morning, everyone placed their presents around the class Christmas tree. There were big gifts and small gifts, lumpy gifts and thumpy gifts, but which one was Clark's? One by one, kids claimed their presents. "A hula hoop," said Amanda. "Perfect. I love to wiggle." "A baseball cap," said Billy Ray. "Someone really knows me." "Socks," said Sid the Squid. "Thank you, Secret Santa." Clark looked around at his smiling classmates with their perfect gifts, and his tummy gave a twinge. He should have gotten a kazoo. Did Benny even like comics? Clark whispered to Mrs. Inkydink. "I have a problem." "What is it?" she asked. "All of the other Secret Santas got the right gift for the right person," he said. "I'm afraid mine's not so hot." Mrs. Inkydink patted his cheek. "It's the thought that counts," Clark cringed. He'd been thinking only of himself. At last it was Benny's turn. He ripped open the wrapping while Clark held his breath. "Wow! Captain Suckermouth?" said Benny. "I love Captain Suckermouth." "Thank you, Secret Santa." Clark was so relieved he blurted, "You're welcome." Everybody laughed. "Well, so much for that secret," said Mrs. Inkydink. Then Clark got a sweet surprise when he unwrapped his own present. "Secret Santas have been spying on me," he cried. "Yes, he has," Benny grinned. When all the gifts had been opened, Clark's class continued its party with cookies and carols and Christmassy fun. "Christmas rocks," said Clark. "But one thing about Christmas rocks most of all." "What's that?" asked Joey. Clark the shark smiled. "If you want to be smart, always give from the heart." The end. Alrighty, everybody. The second Christmas story I'm going to read today is The Not Very Merry Pout Pout Fish by Deborah Dyson. Here we go. In a festive ocean corner, fish were decking out the reef, hanging tinsel, bowls, and lights in a holiday motif. Voices laughed, voices sang. What a merry time of year. Yet a certain gloomy fish wasn't feeling any cheer. Mr. Fish, with his list, wore a Yuletide pout. "I need presents for my friends, but my time is running out. For a gift should be big, and a gift should be bright, and a gift should be perfect, guaranteed to bring delight. And a gift should have a meaning, plus a bit of bling zing. So I'll shop till I drop, for each just right thing. At first store he reached, Mr. Fish's eyes grew wide. The shelves were full of baubles. How could any fish decide? Shiny trinkets, handy gadgets, choices more and more galore, and yet nothing seemed quite right. Guess I'll try the shop next door. For a gift should be big, and a gift should be bright, and a gift should be perfect, guaranteed to bring delight, and a gift should have meaning, plus a bit of bling zing. So I'll shop till I drop for each just right thing. In a tizzy, busy crowd, shoppers everywhere beside him, Mr. Fish spied a banner for the season's hottest item. Giant holiday fun balls while supplies last. He hustled and bustled over, but they just sold out. Mr. Fish's hopes wobbled in a bout of doubt. Sold out. For a gift should be big, and a gift should be bright, and a gift should be perfect, guaranteed to bring delight, and a gift should have meaning, plus a bit of bling zing. So I'll shop till I drop for each just right thing. He reached the final store and was very first in line. But his shopping plans were dashed. Were closed, said the sign. There were no stores left. There was no place to go. Mr. Fish had nothing, not a single gift to show. Closed. Were closed. Oh, a gift should be big, and a gift should be bright, and a gift should be perfect, guaranteed to bring delight, and a gift should have meaning, plus a bit of bling zing. But I've shopped till I have plopped, and I don't have a thing. Mr. Fish's face sank in a crestfallen frown. I have to miss the party. I let all of my friends down. Then a gentle voice jingled, Mr. Fish, not true. All you really need to bring is the one and only you. If you want to give some presents, it's not too late to start. For the best gifts of all come straight from the heart. With the help of Miss Shimmer, sharing laughter, fun, and grins, Mr. Fish made gifts with his very own fins. Later at the party, Mr. Fish passed them out, and he felt very merry. This is what today's about. For his gifts were big, and his gifts were bright, and his gifts were perfect, and they all brought delight. And his gifts had meaning, plus a bit of bling zing, and each and every friend loved their just right thing. All were happy, all were laughing, all were talking, all were singing. Seaweed pie, salty water toffee, sea tarts. For Miss Shimmer, cookies. Whores, divorters. All were sharing in the season, and the goodwill was bringing. Mr. Fish joined his friends, and he felt his heart lift. They had peace, joy, and love. What a very merry gift. Santa Claus for Mr. Fish. The end. Alrighty, everybody. The third story I'm going to read today is Mr. Penguin's First Christmas by Haley Dawn. Here we go. As the sun set on Christmas Eve, a sound boomed across the South Pole. Crash! 4 little penguins walked along and fell into a giant hole. There, inside that snowy pit, was a funny shaped snowy mound with 2 stripy legs sticking out and flippers that made a sound. What a bird, said Penguin Peg. That's no bird, said Penguin Paul. Give it a poke, said Mrs. Penguin. Mr. Penguin said nothing at all. Then something small burst out and cried, I'm no bird, I'm Ed the Elf. I fell out of Santa's Christmas sleigh. Now I've crashed and hurt myself. Mr. Penguin felt bad for Ed, but he's also a bit confused. He asked, what's an elf? What's a sleigh? What's a Santa? What's a Christmas? And are you bruised? On bloomin' bubbles, shouted Ed. You've never heard of Christmas Day? I'll teach you how to celebrate till Santa returns in his sleigh. First, some sparkle is what we need to bring some holiday glee. Let's try to find some twinkly treats we can hang on a Christmas tree. But in the snow, it's hard to find decorations to gleam and shine. So what the penguins used instead were fish and some boring old twine. Ed said, next we'll get kind gifts to show our friends that we care. But remember, they should be thoughtful, not just fancy, sparkly, or rare. The gift for Grandma Penguin was cute, but it wasn't quite right. It was much too wet, much too big, and it gave her a little fright. Next, the penguins tried a carol, and though Ed sang with a smile, Mr. Penguin's horrid screeching squawks could be heard for miles and miles. I've ruined Christmas, Mr. Penguin cried, feeling rather sad. Ed said, I don't know what you mean. It's the most fun I've ever had. This Christmas may not be fancy, but the spirit we have is right. Let's laugh and sing and just be glad we're together this Christmas night. But then Ed's golden pocket watch struck 12 with a jingly chime. Oh no! The sleigh is almost here, and I haven't made a sign. Mr. Penguin's family knew what to do. They had thought of the perfect gift. They called all their penguin friends to make a sign in the snowdrift. Santa flew over in his sleigh, and from way up high he could see some writing in the snow that said, South Pole. As Santa landed with a thud, he cried out, "Well, what a sight! I'll spend the rest of Christmas here. It's the perfect end to my night." They celebrated together. Then, when it was time to say goodbye, Ed promised that next Christmas he would be sure to drop by. The end. Alrighty, everybody. The fourth story I'm going to read today is Turkey Claus by Wendy Silvano. Here we go. Thanksgiving was over and Turkey was safe. But then he overheard Farmer Jake and his wife, Edna, talking about what to have for Christmas dinner. And guess who was at the top of the list? "I do love a nice turkey dinner," said Edna. "Oh no," thought Turkey, "not again." But Turkey had an idea. The children had mailed their Christmas wishes to Santa Claus. Maybe Turkey could ask Santa for a Christmas wish too, a wish that he would not be eaten for Christmas dinner. But it was too late to mail his wish to Santa. Turkey would have to go and see Santa himself. North Pole. Turkey arrived at Santa's village. "Excuse me," said Turkey, "where can I find Santa? No one sees Santa the day before Christmas," said an elf. "He's too busy making his list and checking it twice." "Oh, gobble, gobble," said Turkey. But looking around gave Turkey a new idea. What if he didn't look like a turkey? What if he looked like a Christmas tree? Surely a Christmas tree could get to see Santa. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a Christmas tree. Almost. "Ho, ho, ho! Hold it!" cried the elf. "No turkeys in Santa's village. You have to go back to the farm." "How do you know it was me?" asked Turkey. "Trees don't have legs," said the elf. "Oh, gobble, gobble," groaned Turkey. Turkey looked around again. "I've got it," he thought. "Surely a reindeer could get to see Santa." His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a reindeer. Almost. "Halt your hooves," cried an elf. "No turkeys allowed in Santa's village today. You have to go back to the farm." "Oh, how could you tell it was me?" asked Turkey. "Reindeer don't have wings," said the elf. "Oh, gobble, gobble," moaned Turkey. "I've got to see Santa." Turkey looked around for another idea. Candy was being loaded into Santa's sleigh. "I've got it," he thought. "Surely a candy cane would be allowed inside with Santa." His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a candy cane. Almost. "Wait a merry minute," cried an elf. "Turkeys are not candy. You have to go back to the farm." How could you tell it was me? Asked Turkey. Candy canes don't have beaks, said the elf. Oh, gobble, gobble, howled Turkey. I just have to get in to see Santa. Turkey looked around and around. He saw Mrs. Claus bring a plate of cookies to the elves. Surely Mrs. Claus could get in to see Santa. The tinsel place. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like Mrs. Claus. Almost. Turkey walked right up to Santa's house. An elf opened the door. "No way," said the elf. "No turkey is getting in here today." "How'd you recognize me?" wailed Turkey. "Mrs. Claus doesn't have feathers," said the elf. "Oh, gobble, gobble, gobble," Turkey sighed. "I'm almost out of time. I'll never get to ask Santa for my wish." Turkey looked around desperately for one last idea. Then he saw it. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, it was his best yet. Santa. Ding dong! An elf brought in the box. "What's this?" said Santa. "A present for me?" Out popped Turkey. "Merry Christmas!" he cried. Gobble, gobble. "Ho, ho, ho!" "Ha, ha, ha!" laughed Santa. "What are you doing here, Turkey?" Turkey explained his Christmas wish. Santa smiled. "I think I have just the right disguise for you." Gobbler's Pizza Cakes. And he did. It was Turkey's best Christmas ever. Gobbler's Pizza. Pizza on Earth. Love Turkey. Gobbler's Pizza. The end. Alrighty, everybody. Really hope you enjoyed the Christmas themed books today. I sure really enjoyed them. Please, thank you so much again for joining me and for watching. It's always a pleasure being with you and reading with you. And please comment on the video as always and let me know what you think of the pics. I always like to hear your feedback. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you here on the next edition of Story Time with Robbie. I will see you then. Bye.